What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space, I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be here on this wonderful day. It is June 11th, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi. We are live at 5 here on the Prime Time Network. I am your host, Big G. You're tuned into Industry Talk. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the party. Thank you for joining the show. As we give everyone an opportunity to get the notifications and to tap in, tune in, lock in. We do a little system check and make sure everything is moving and grooving on my end with all of the platforms. Yeah. Make sure you lock in with us, no matter where you're at, no matter what you like. Whether it's Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Yeah, you can find us. You can find us everywhere. And if you don't catch us live at 5, make sure you go back and tune in and lock into the conversation at a later time. You never know what you may miss through the conversation. Right? I think everything's hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, everything's looking good. A little water in me. Delicious. If you have not subscribed to our network, if you have not subscribed to Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101, Primetime Industry Talk 357, Industry Talk on YouTube, Jim's IT on YouTube. I don't know what you're waiting for, man. You need to go ahead on and lock us in. Lock us in, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. But in the meantime, in between time, hey, man, check us out. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. So today we're going to jump off into a topic that impacts every industry. All right? Every community and every generation. It's called sustainability. When people hear the word sustainability, many think about the environment, But sustainability is much bigger than that. It's about creating systems, business, communities that can thrive, not just today, but for years to come. It's about responsible growth, smart decision making, and leaving things better than how we found them. Whether you're an entrepreneur, building a business, a community leader, creating opportunities, or family working toward a better future, sustainability challenges us to think beyond the moment and focus on long term impact. Tonight, we're going to explore how innovation, leadership, and intentional action can help us build stronger economies, healthier communities, and future that benefits everyone. Because true success isn't measured by what we achieve today, it's measured by what remains standing tomorrow. So lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's have a meaningful conversation about sustainability, growth, and legacy. We're creating this for the next generation. So, everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. We have Mr. Damon Vega in the building. It is Thursday. We're talking with Damon Vega today, and Terry Cherry is in the house today. So I'm looking forward to a great conversation about sustainability, whether it be for business or just life. It doesn't really make a difference. It all taps in and works itself in together in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So let me bring Terry into the building. What's going on, Terry?
Hi.
Terry Cherry in the building. How you doing, my sister?
How you doing?
I'm
Good
fantastic, man.
afternoon.
What,
Good
what,
afternoon.
what you doing? I mean, you got your smoking robe on, your night robe, your pajamas on. Why you come on the show half dressed?
I felt like
Ain't that some shit?
it. Hell yeah.
And then you gonna sit there holding it like you don't want nobody like you trying to hide something.
You know what? Because
What?
authentically, we don't want to look good every day.
Right.
Authentically,
Yeah.
this is me every day. So y'all
I
get to experience
understand.
me with me.
I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. But do me a favor.
Huh?
Make sure don't let it pop out.
Oh no. You
All
know I
right.
gotta cover these big old things. Oh, what?
Right. You right. Man, let me bring David on to this, man. It's good to see you, Terry. How's your mom doing?
Yeah. What you say?
How's your mom doing? How's mom?
She doing all right. She doing all right.
Okay, good stuff. Let me bring David on to this stuff. David
Huh?
Vega, what's going on, David?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Oh, Terry Cherry up in here with us.
Yeah, I'm glad she covered up.
Oh, see there? Ain't that something?
Cover these big old things, boy. I tell you.
So we're talking about sustainability today, y'all. Sustainability. And so we're talking about sustainability in business strategy, not just environmental issues, and why companies are investing billions into sustainability initiatives. I'm pretty sure Terry, you got some insight in terms of why these big money folks are investing into sustainability programs or initiatives. Can you give me a little background on what you might think about this topic?
Yeah, they doing it for control.
Oh wow, okay.
For control over y'all, not
Oh,
me. They doing it for control. They do
so you
everything for control, good and bad.
So you're not in the mix. You're not in. You said y'all. So you're not in the mix.
I remember.
Oh. So what? How are you excluded from this? Because I want to be a part of the exclusive, the exclusive party. I mean, how do I get to that exclusive party?
I don't know. You ain't part alien.
Oh
Be
my
part
God.
alien.
So now, are you? Is that the new reveal? I mean, are you revealing to the public that you are in fact part alien?
That's the only way. Hey, you gotta be part human, part alien. And that's it. You ain't part human, part alien. I don't know how you gonna miss this on the You see, they finna come up with disclosure day tomorrow to let y'all know what's gonna happen, y'all.
Man, we got an echo coming from your side, Terry. I don't know if your speakers are up too loud or what. We getting an echo. I think that's
You hear me now?
yeah. We good.
We good.
We good. Good. So Damon. Can Damon hear me? I don't think Damon can hear me. It looked like you might have froze up.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay. So are you listening? Are you hearing this? I mean,
I can hear you.
The whole conversation took a whole different turn at this point. We were talking about sustainability, and of course, Terry says it's all about control, right? And now Damon had disappeared. All right. So it's just you and me, Terry. He'll be back.
Well, I said you gotta be an alien to be what you call it? I'm trying to think of that word.
What
Not
word?
this. It's kind of like exempt. You gotta be an alien to be exempt and still what's gonna happen to y'all. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna happen real soon, real quick.
Right. So so now I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but since you done brought this bullshit up, so now and I'm not knocking what you may believe, because a lot of people have the belief in the existence of something other than us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's here on the planet, whether it's in other galaxies, and they can travel, from great distances to get here. My thing is simply this, right? And it's not a matter of whether you believe or you don't believe, and whether they're about to have a great reveal or not. Terry, why all of a sudden now? What's the big brouhaha, or the importance of revealing it now? What's going on with that? What is this with this great reveal?
Because now they just running out of distractions. The people are not the same. They can't do what they used to can do. The Mandela effect ain't taking place and getting the same type of effect, because the actual economy, the world itself, is starting to fight back, and that's a whole argument within itself. We ain't talking about humans no more. We talking about the actual Earth starting to actually chime in on the things that's been done. It's time for accountability to be judged. And it's starting to outroll that, where they can't control no more. So now I'm gonna have to start pulling out the bag on the shit that y'all already said that was true, or shit that I know that's gonna have y'all distracted, or shit that I know that's gonna keep y'all attention. Because at this point, we got something bigger for y'all, and y'all attention starting to go shorter and shorter. Just like when you scroll, you get shorter and shorter.
Mm. So what do we need to do? And that's whether you realize it or not. That's a sharp topic right there, because now we're talking about attention span. We're talking about apathy. We're talking about what humans should be focused on, as opposed to what they are focused on, whether it's social media, whether they're just wired in to their own personal devices, and they don't want to lift their heads up out of the screens, because social interaction and social contact nowadays is kind of weird. People don't approach a partner or their mate or show interest in women the way that they used to. It's either through a dating app or some kind of social media interaction. It's like you can't go up and talk to a female. Not that you can't. I'm saying it's like that's not the norm anymore. How do you get away from something like that, knowing that it's kind of counterintuitive and not so productive, because now there's no real human element to being human. It's all driven through social media and electronic devices.
You know what I'm gonna say, right?
Talk to me.
Break the system. That's it. Because ain't no other way that this is gonna be fixed. No. Look at all these things that's coming up. Look at all these things that keep happening. Look at all these things we have to keep talking about. But they all have one thing in common, is that system. And even though that we try to come together and have communities, for example, right now, the Carmelo Anthony issue, right? Okay, take that example. And look how many people y'all feel like we should do this and we should do that and we should stand together and we should do that. Ain't too many people trying to do that. It have to keep snowballing. We're gonna have to damn near fight. It's gonna have to be a damn near a lot for people to come out that way. And if you don't make it dangerous, and it's starting to ball into right now, if you don't make it dangerous enough, people are gonna start coming until they know they can lie, fuck up some shit. Then they gonna say, "Oh, we finna stand Black Lives Matter." Then everybody, because they know they want to take something. You have to do a little bad to get a little good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then
Vega,
Yeah,
what you think about it?
I kind of talking about that Carmelo situation. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Oh, that situation is really messed up. If it would have been a black dude, he would have killed it. It probably wouldn't even have went like the way it went. It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have went like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we're talking
It
about.
just seemed like everything. It
Go
just
ahead,
seemed like everything, man, that's happening, man. It just seems like everything's just getting bad, man. It's like it's just the system is just set up that way, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like no matter what we do, or we're not getting any kind of relief on all this bad stuff that's happening to our own people.
Right. Okay. So, Emily's got a really good point. Creole Mitchell's got a really good point. And so she's because we're talking about sustainability. And her take on it is we should have started with what the definition is. And sustainability is meeting today's needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs, right? So we're talking about structure. We're talking about pulling together infrastructure, right? And that means that you have to have a sustainable growth model. Okay. So when you're building, and we're talking about what's going on. We're talking about current events, past events, as far back as Rodney King, George Floyd. You can go down the whole laundry list. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, John Kennedy. As the whole social construct evolves, right? And we begin to feel a particular way about how we as humans are supposed to be treated, then we should have a true idea or some essence of what is a successful and a sustainable model for the human diaspora, right? So what's the vision, right? As you're building, either a business or a socioeconomic structure or the whole human dynamic, you got to have some kind of vision, right? And I'm throwing this out there. and to create, a resilient organization that generates consistent value, for years to come, for the future. Your stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Future generations. Your community, and that profitability is the sustainability of life. As we're talking about it. So how do we engage in that, Terry Cherry? Because at the same time, yes, on one note, tear it up. We got to fuck some shit up. I get it. I every time you talk about it, every time we get into it, and you mention it, it's resonating more and more and more, and I'm getting your point. Even when it came down to, because you weren't on that night, but I brought up, the clip that you talked about, Malcolm X and the puppet scenario, right? And the celebrities being puppets and pawns in this big old game or this construct. And even with you, Damon, talking about, yes, things are messed up, but we're always talking about what's messed up. But what is our vision as a people, right? What are we wanting to do? Because we'll steady talk about what's going wrong, but what is the vision in terms of what it needs to look like for it to be right? Can we talk about that part of it, Terry? Talk to me.
It's gonna have to look like chaos
Okay.
because there's no way that you're gonna have how many people in the world?
Right at about 8 billion, 9 billion.
8 billion. You're not gonna get 8 billion people to come together for no damn community just because everybody's too set up in systems. They too worried about their lives, what they're gonna eat, their jobs, what they want to do, the vacation they got to go on. It's too many stimulations of material that they still attached to. There's no way you're gonna get those people to come to those community events to come together. I don't care how much you shouting or y'all fight. It ain't gonna be a lot of people trying to protest no more. A lot of people are more set violently. This new generation is not built on what y'all built on. Positivity and knowledge. They ain't got no daddies, have mamas, crackheads. This generation is the most screwed up. Only way that you're going to fix that is by actually embracing what's wrong and changing it around into love. You gotta change chaos into love. Like you can change love into chaos. It's just like a switch. But there's no way you're gonna find that in this generation at 2026. That's crazy. So what's gonna have to happen is something serious gonna happen, have to happen, big enough, right, for it to have effect on many at one time, and it has to be catastrophic to a human mind, where they don't feel like they have to band together. So if there's not a reasoning behind them banding together, I cannot see a community coming together. Now you can still have those small communities or some communities that are come together and band together to, you find somebody who go rogue. But a lot of times you're gonna find out in a catastrophic event what's the good from the bad, who's with who's not with who. You can definitely find a good separation because there's not gonna be no reason for you to be spoiled on the things that you had on once every day, like call or the police that we complain about. I mean, it ain't that many good police, it ain't a lot of bad police, but it's a little bit of both. But when you don't have that option, period, and there's somebody right there in your face, you got to handle it, and that's gonna make people appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of good and bad things that need to be sorted out. But the only way that that's gonna happen if it's a catastrophic event. These people, these generation nowadays, only can understand chaos. They only have body language of chaos. If you're not talking about some type of chaos, then more than likely they're not gonna come unless it is chaos. You can jump online right now and call the news and say, right now on the local 5 news, we got a lot of them going on. We got people protesting. We got people standing together. We got almost 100,000 people that's coming in. You're gonna start seeing other people come from their town, from their town, from their town, and that's how you make a movement. And then if they start going from town to town and banding together, and you start knocking it off one by one, then that's when you're gonna start seeing around the world. It's gonna take just one little city to do a triple fix. One. You need to get up and say, we ain't paying no bills today. Just go out in the street and say, we ain't paying no bills today. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't going to work. We ain't doing nothing. And everybody do that. It just take one, that whoever got the strongest community, if you can do that consistently for at least 30 days, you can shake the world up. But you're not going to find that because everybody is too much worried about themselves. They're too much worried about how their household, if they're going to be homeless, they bills and all this, and if this happens, what? But we don't need to be worried about that. But let something happen.
Right. So, Ms. Mitchell is saying that, and kind of what you're saying, you kind of not lending into it, but it's about, if one starts it or one jumps it off, this generation today is about what's trending, right? Is that an agreeable statement?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when the next trend comes up, they move on to the next trend, but aren't willing to invest in systematic or systemic change. I'm saying systematic, but systemic change. Change that matters, right? And so when that comes because there's nothing in place for them to call foundation. Terry, and believe me, I understand what you're saying, but I also understand that if you don't have a broad stroke or true understanding of how things work or how systems work, you're subject to failing because of not knowing, because of lack of knowledge.
But also, if we keep on not knowing and keep on subject to failure, we ain't gonna do nothing. So we gonna be scared either way. So you might as well go ahead and break it and then figure out what the consequence is later at this point. Because this is why I say it like this. Your generation has fought. Many before you has fought. And see, we see that and feel like, okay, well, it's some change, but they just a little bit of change, a little bit, just to keep us comfortable. And see, we see that now. In our generation, we are the generation of revenge. We're not asking, we taking. I don't have the patience anymore. My bloodline don't have the patience in me anymore to understand what you keep talking about. You talking about keep getting the plan. It's getting on my nerves trying to keep talking to these people in the nicest way possible. In the next generation, how many generations does it take? Because first we went through a whole slaughter of generations back in the day where you killed us for us trying to be nice and keep trying to understand you, and you just trying to take over. We not with that no more. Anything make us tick. We are the generation of revenge. We didn't come here to talk about it. Y'all did the talking. Just like when Jesus said he was coming back, he didn't say he was coming back at the second time. Talk. He told y'all drop on nails and get out his way. Respectfully. Now in this generation, it's gonna be a born generation of revenge, and we are that. And respectfully, we ain't waiting no more. We gonna pop it off, watch. If it ain't, our kids will.
All right, now let me add this to the conversation. And I appreciate what you're saying in reference to this generation being about or having a vengeful spirit, right? They're not turning the other cheek, right? Okay. And you can chime in anytime you're ready, Damon, because I know you've been coming in and out. But I do want to say this. I do want to say this, right? Our generation, in terms of what we've seen decade after decade, that's 10-year spans, each decade, you're seeing major changes, right? But when it comes to the planning committee, the strategic planning committee, you have to remember, Terry and Damon, that we're not meeting and planning with the opposition. You also have to take that into consideration. We're not sitting there and holding strategic committees and planning strategic methodologies with anyone other than those that are like-minded and are trying to get things done for their communities. You see, so we're not going to them with, hey, let's integrate or assimilate. No, it's this is what needs to get done, whether you're with us or not. And that's one part of it that people are forgetting. And I'm saying that because right now, in some situations, it's very bad. I have to accept that. But you do have a middle class and an upper middle class of individuals that are networking together in true strides to bring the lower class, and I want to have classism as being the talk point, but to bring them up to help that situation, because the upper echelon of individuals aren't doing that. They're always going to have that thumb on you because they're looking for that workforce, that labor force, that crew of individuals that are always going to be to them lower than the average. So you have that middle class, which is the backbone of the American spirit, which is the backbone of the global spirit, the human element of people who are really working hard to bring up impoverished individuals, folks that are really dealing with very bad situations. And they're not going to the upper echelon and say, hey, this is the help that we're needing. They're actually doing their strategic planning on their own and getting some of these things done. And we're going to actually start bringing some of that into the conversation, Terry, because I like your spirit. I like your energy. So I want you to be a part of some of these conversations that we're having, quote unquote, behind closed doors, with how and what needs to be done when, in fact, like you say, the day shit really pops off, right? Because a lot of that conversation really isn't to be had in public. It's really to be had with individuals who really have a plan of action and are strategically thinking about when a day comes that we have to protect our sovereignty and we have to protect our families and we have to protect our land and our, so these are things that are really being talked about. But like I said, to sit there and jump up and down on the internet to talk about it is really a waste of time. You have to find those people that really want to be in that room and really want to act when it's time to act. And at the same time, still moving in a fashion that makes sense and with intention. So go ahead, Terry. I see you want to say something. Talk to me.
You know what I would have started? That people forget last with the homeless people.
Right.
I start there first in those communities, and then I trickle on down.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if for free, a lot of people don't want to move for free. For fee, you get everybody to move their feet to put a paddle.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say is, I think it's still it's going to be a hard find to have people to show up consistently over and over and over. Not really to find people, but for people to be consistent. Unless if we were to plan, we got to plan out a lot, like how and our lives and that. And by the time we do plan that, it's gonna be a mold somewhere where it's gonna be ruined. So that's why I said don't even waste your time to do all this. Because it's gonna be somebody plotted a plan to ruin what you're trying to make history again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me say this right quick, Terry. Let me say this. And this is just coming from the feed. All right. This is Jonathan Shaw. There's serious things happening all the time that we're not always seeing it. Social media does help push the word out to some degree. Emily Mitchell says Black folks prioritize money and white folks prioritize power. Is that a true statement? I want to come back to that here in just a minute. Jonathan Shaw states, but the thing with calling the police, you calling the police after the problem has happened, right? Not in the moment. Let's see here. I want to make sure, because we've already talked about some of the stuff, but I'm reading the comments because you can see the relevance in terms of what we're talking about. And Jonathan Shaw is also, Creole Mitchell is referencing to Jonathan Shaw. She says, true, but you have to muster through all the fake news to truly get to the truth. Yes, exactly. They're in agreement. There is foundation out here. And nowadays, there's no excuse for not knowing. That is very true. There's no excuse for not knowing. And then, of course, Miss Mitchell says it's Trump and his Trumpsters' fault. Now, I'm gonna stop right there, right? Because we have a lot of stuff that's coming in, but everybody's putting the onus on Trump. Everybody's piling on to Trump. But I've never been in the corner of any politician, Democratic or Republican, right? So I don't see where it's just Trump's problem. He's definitely magnified a lot of things, blown a lot of things out of the water, but Biden was an issue. Obama was an issue. George Bush Jr. was an issue. Senior was an issue. Ronald Reagan was an issue. The only president that I can say had the American people in mind, outside of the Kennedy fellow that got shot, and he was still a little corrupt. People don't want to talk about it. Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer from Georgia. Jimmy Carter was the only president.
We thought that Abraham Lincoln was the one that started favoriting black people in school.
Abraham Lincoln, man, fuck Abraham Lincoln. I don't give two damn about Abraham Lincoln. Shit, I wasn't, man, look, I understand history, but I ain't no Abe Lincoln, Terry. You know what I'm saying? That cracker had slaves too, so, I mean, come on, and it wasn't so much so that he wanted to free the slaves. It's just that he's about to be voted out of office, so it's a little bit more to it than just, hey, I want to free the slaves. No. The Emancipation Proclamation, that whole situation was a little bit more different than what people want to actually talk about and engage in.
You know what else, Big G? I was
Yeah.
thinking about that leads our younger people, especially a younger generation like me, so confused with life, especially when we hit those 20s. It's because they didn't erase our history. And
Right.
I'm that a lot of us went through that. I want to know myself, like I want to know who I am and stuff like that. That's when I started to get on my journey of forgiveness and stuff like that.
Right.
But they have literally broken our home and erased our history.
Yes.
And that growing up as a teenager that makes a big effect on the younger generation because we have no history. Like we don't have no memory of history. A lot of people just spread it out or have just like that trauma. Like I said, everybody shouldn't have to have a trauma story because they don't make it out mentally because it just depends on what their circumstances and how strong they are. But if they're not talking, then they have a disadvantage, or if they have a disadvantage by being disabled or because of something that happened, that they can, you know what I'm saying? It's just so many things that we have to, as people, understand that everybody don't have those advantages. So therefore, I say you have to break the whole system because it's only going to work for some people. So when one president was talking about, like Jonathan Shaw and Jay Vito was talking about, how they came out of what they came through and how they work hard and the next person needs to do the same. I do understand him only to a certain extent because I feel like because of those disadvantages for the lower tier, we either care or we don't care. You know what I'm saying? And see, you look back at your brother like, fuck him. See, I have to get it out the mud. They gonna have to get it out the mud. We all got that mentality. We shouldn't have to have that mentality. That's where we don't have community because we have that type of mentality. We looking at the next nigga and saying, fuck them, shit, they don't have to work hard because I had to work hard to get here, which is understandable because it's so many different, like, critiques to it, details within it. It could go either certain types of ways. And then when I think about somebody, I think it together as a whole. So when I say that when you have to break that system, you have to just randomly pick a day. Because if we do, just say we do, me, you, Damon come together and we started to build a community. Do you know how long it is gonna be before they turn it down?
I'm listening. How long is it gonna be?
It's gonna be within a matter of months.
Mm-hmm.
As fast as we blow up, as fast as they can control it, then we ain't gonna exist no more.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we build a community right now and have 40,000 followers, 100,000 viewers, it's not gonna matter because the more attention that we do bring and keep talking about this, the more we finna be knocked off. We gotta be willing to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I was just about to ask Damon. I wish Damon would come into this because I wanted the next part of it is because he missed damn near 30 years, right?
Yeah.
That's damn near 3 decades.
That's unfair. Hell yeah. 30 years, whole 30? The
You know what I'm
whole
saying?
30, bro.
Right. So okay, here's Damon.
30 damn years. Boy, do you know how much rage I would have had getting out that motherfucker? Do you know what my mindset would be on? Because you took 30 years of my life. But you know what, David? You strong. You strong. Let me tell you why. Because my mind is going towards, I ain't going to say evil. It's between evil and good. But if I was in your shoes and I knew that they wasted 30 years of my life and then they ruined my name and then they tore up my home, my relationships on something that I know for a fact that did not happen to me and I got to wear this thing. It is not fair. It is not fair that I can't get a job and I got to be and I got to explain every time I get a job that it's not fair. Then it's forcing him. That's what I'm saying. What I say is a disadvantage because he is got a traumatic. Then what we gonna look back and say, well, I'm gonna bring you to get out mother too. You feel me? No. No. See, then we want stimulations on because Damon our friend. Now we care for him, but the rest of these niggas, we gonna say fuck them. You see what I'm saying? It ain't fair. Do you know how many people that is like Carmelo Anthony, George Floyd, and all them people? Do you know how many people that's sitting right now? And hopefully, if they could have got on this motherfucker 2 seconds just to say what the fuck happened to them, what they going through, what they are charged quick to, or maybe even if they did a crime, but they were just so young doing the crime, they didn't understand. But now they is put in a cage where it is a life or death moment always. You just never know. They treat you like really like a zoo and y'all animals and keep them in the cage because they won't get to be broke. You feel me? That is ridiculous to me to understand. Like, why do people got to? How many people in your family that have to keep going through that? How many people in their family got to keep going through that? My family, like that's ridiculous to think about this. One day we gonna wake up, and I don't give them 15 years from now. One day we gonna wake up as people, especially when our generation dropped off, like me and them, and when a young generation here. That's why I put my kids in some wrestling, something to teach them these motherfuckers are superhuman. You feel me? That's the generation that's not gonna be like, I'm going to work today. Mm-hmm. They blowing up the job. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yeah. So Damon.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on this end.
That's fine, but we wanna bring you in on this because you like Terry was stating, you missed damn near 30 years of your life being incarcerated, right? And we're talking about the system. We're talking about sustainability. We're talking about building something that lasts, over time. And so how does that you hear what the conversation is, you hear what Terry's talking about, you hear the points that we're making.
Yeah.
How does that affect you knowing that, hey man, yeah, 30 years of my life was taken away, and not just 30 years of my life. Hell, moving forward, how do I build a sustainable system for myself, knowing that something's already against me? Everything is against me. As soon as I tell someone that I was convicted of X, Y, and Z, because I have that on my record. Talk to me, Dan.
I go through it a lot. I went to the bank trying to get a loan. They said I didn't even have no credit. And it just seemed like everything that I try to do, it seemed like there's an X in front of my face. Try to apply for a job, a forklift. They pulled my record up, and the dude that put in a word for me, he was like, "Man, they seen that charge that you had back in 1989. I'm surprised they didn't come out here and escort you out of here." And it's just X's in front of me, basically. But if it wasn't for somebody that I knew, I wouldn't have this job that I have now. But the good thing about it is when I applied for this job, the man knew, but he said, "Man, that guy that recommended you, that's all I need to hear." And that was the only way I was able to get in. But every job and every temp service that I reached out to denied me. And because of that charge back in 1988, I even talked to you one time, about a car wash up the street, and you gave me, your insight on stuff. But after I listened to you, I had to kind of fall back on me to. I really don't know the stuff that I need to know. So it's hard, man. It's hard, but you just painting these rooms and cleaning them and doing the maintenance there. I'm happy just to have a job, man. I'm serious, but it's hard right now. It is really hard trying to progress, knowing that that's always thrown up in my face.
Yeah. So Terry, and this is for both of y'all, right? But you heard what Terry, you heard what Damon just said. And see, that's the part we have to get over, right? That's the part of the sustainability mentally that we have to get over. And he's being put into a position to whereas he's got to be content and happy for just being able to get what he's getting. That's some bullshit, Terry.
That is some bullshit.
You get what I'm saying? And at the same time,
we can't tell that man because we don't know his power. I mean, like, we don't know what he been through, how to emotionally heal, or what type of love that he or the support that he had through those 30 years. We don't know what he had to go through. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself makes me understand and feel for his story just a little bit more, because 30 years, it's hard for even somebody to put on some money on your jail doing a year, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I can just only imagine like the actual emotions that he had to go through during the whole 30-year process, losing people, having people don't have nobody, maybe, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. And then I get out and I didn't do nothing.
That's right. But yes, that's it. That's the point right there. He didn't do it. But it's still hanging over his head like he did.
And it still makes it hard on the outside too. And you telling me that we just got to keep fighting? We keep fighting, but we ain't fighting the right goddamn way.
Your mic went out, Terry.
I said we ain't fighting the right damn way.
Okay. Yeah, Damon, talk to me.
Galen, I got so frustrated one time, man, that when I told you about me throwing that ashtray through the police hub, they came out there and threw pistols on me, and I just laid on the ground. But they had 2 federal police officers come over there and ask me, did I have anything against the police? Like I might have been some type of terrorist. And I was like, no, man, I'm just fed up, but that actually happened. But I was just, so many things was against me, man. I had just got tired, but I had never thought that I would ever get to the point where I had actually said, man, I don't care. I'll go back, but I'm gonna go back for something I did this time, but it's hard. It's hard. And it's a lot of people that's going through the same thing out here. It seems like if you do try to fight, you're gonna mess around and be locked up, basically, for standing up for what you believe in. You're gonna end up going to prison. What Terry was saying, you want to fight and you want to try to get things done, but they're gonna make it to the point where they're gonna lock you up and you ain't gonna never get out.
Yeah. Okay. Big shout out to before we keep on pushing. Big shout out to Shawnee Jackson. My girl Shawnee's in the building. Jay Shaw is in the building. Creole Mitchell is here with the party. Angel Williams, welcome to the live. Let me see who's over here on IG. Terry Allred, what's going on, my brother? Terry Allred is in the building. Tolu, what's going on, baby boy, is in the building. Rabbit Boo 95 is in the building. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining the program. We're having a great conversation about sustainability. It's taking a little bit of a turn. And Terry, the more and more you talk about tearing it up, it's making more and more sense, right? And like I said, that's all about the conversation. And I'm still a fan of, working things out with reason. But at the same time, yes, there are a lot of things that happen to people that we know, and you are correct. Nothing ever happens unless something super traumatic happens to the human race. I get you, Terry. I understand that. We lost Damon again. And we have to, as a people, we have to sit down and work these things out. Because if not, we're truly heading towards destruction. Are you ready for your
Word of the day.
Word of the day, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on just a second. Something happened on my damn screen, and I can't see nothing. Okay, here we go.
Lines 10, 5, 6, and I'm changing. Got these niggas on my neck trying to get at me. If you play a bitch, I'm creeping on a daily. I play the game on high, go just like it night. Pull where you at, pull where you at, pull where you at, pull where you at.
Hey y'all, y'all already know what it is, what time it is. The word of the day today is time. Ask yourself, how much do we have for real? And if we do have time, is you ready? Are you prepared? Do you care? That happened to us, something catastrophic that happened to one of our loved ones, to we lose somebody that we really care about. Why don't we stand with others? Why do we sit and watch it from a TV or a phone or a computer? Is that you're going to have time to do something else other than think about yourself.
Terry, your mic is going out.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
But anyway, like I did say, time. Time is the word of the day. Remember that we don't have a lot of it. Make sure you do what you can while you can. Back out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Terry with the word of the day. Damon, you back with us?
Amen.
Can you hear us, Damon?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, yeah, man. We about to close on out, man. Go ahead on and give them your
Yeah, I
your
can hear you.
word.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, man. We can, man. I'm gonna give you your opportunity to close out with it. You know what I mean? Talk to them. Talk to the people.
Hey, first of all, I want to thank everybody that looked out for me to help me get my air conditioner in my car. I've been wanting to thank you all for doing that. And I also want to say I love you. I appreciate everything. And that even though these people that's out here fighting to try to make changes for us, and they're all protesting and they're going to the city council, these people are still going behind people's back and still doing the opposite of what these people are fighting for. And something really needs to be done about it. You got people that's at that motel where I'm at that are just waiting for housings, and the list is just so long. And something really needs to be done about it because it is really bad out here, and something needs to get done. But like I said, thank you for everything that you all have done for me. I greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're here with Terry Cherry and Mr. Damon Vega. Just to let y'all know, our brother Jarrell Braswell is he's getting ready to kick off the new leg of the Bubba Dub tour. You should be seeing some of that information being pushed out. But Jarrell is actually going through it right now. He had another family member to pass tragically. So that's why you hadn't been seeing Jarrell. He's been in and out. He's been in and out with me. But he's been going to funerals. He's been dealing with family and everything. So, a lot of y'all know Jarrell's number. Give him a call. Hit him up. Let him know that y'all thinking about him. And but stay on the lookout, man. We're going to be updating his calendar, his tour calendar on the website. So keep yourselves locked in with that as well. Terry, anything else before we get up out of here?
Hey man, y'all stay up. Y'all make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe. Hit that like button. Y'all want to see us for more. And don't forget, we want to hear some more information. You got a story to tell? You can contribute somehow. Come on, do it virtually. Go ahead and submit your information. Y'all already know what to do.
Yes, indeed. Hey, that's Terry inviting y'all to submit information. If y'all ain't hip to it by now, if y'all ain't hip to the dip on the chip, guess what? Oh, well, we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it moving. And it is what it is. Hey, it's been another great episode with Damon Vega and Terry Cherry here on the Primetime Network. I am your host, Big G. I'm here with my hostess, Terry Cherry, and our special guest, Mr. Damon Vega. And you all know, man, with me, it's always about health, wealth, and wellness. Stay dangerous, man. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.